Here's more wrestling news for February 20th, 2026. Your headlines for this afternoon include Drew McIntyre unloads on Cody Rhodes after personal jab, major update on Chelsea Green's injury and recovery, Deonna Purrazzo calls out Tony Khan, frustrated over ROH title activity, Bianca Belair's condition may be worse than expected, El Cuatrero details alleged incident with Stephanie Vaquer, major update on Janel Grant and Vince McMahon case, Raquel Rodriguez forced to retire gear after Rumble mishap, and more. Drew McIntyre didn't mince words during his appearance on Busted Open Radio, and much of his focus was aimed directly at Cody Rhodes. While some have painted McIntyre as the aggressor in their rivalry, he strongly rejected that label and argued that Rhodes' recent behavior tells a different story. The discussion shifted to Cody showing up at McIntyre's home, something the host suggested crossed a personal boundary. McIntyre used that moment to flip the narrative, insisting that when you look at the situation objectively, Rhodes is the one acting out. He claimed that on paper, Cody appears to be the petty one in this feud. McIntyre went further, suggesting Rhodes' entire identity revolves around holding the championship. In his view, without the title, Cody begins to unravel. He described Rhodes as someone who is cracking under pressure and willing to do whatever it takes to regain the spotlight. He closed with his strongest accusation yet, calling Rhodes selfish and claiming that without the championship, he's a broken version of himself. With tensions escalating, McIntyre is clearly standing firm in his stance. Do you think Drew McIntyre is right about Cody Rhodes being broken without the title? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Chelsea Green's injury appears to be trending in the right direction. After concerns surfaced about a potentially serious setback following her ankle fracture on SmackDown, there's now a more encouraging update. According to PW Insider, Chelsea Green was present at the WWE 2K26 video game event held at WWE headquarters on February 19th. Notably, she was able to move around while wearing a walking boot, a clear sign that her recovery is progressing. That's a meaningful development considering the initial concern once the fracture was confirmed. While she's obviously not back to full strength yet, being mobile, even with support, suggests the healing process is moving forward without major complications. Green had previously been sidelined from competition, including being unable to defend the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships alongside Ethan Page. As a result, the titles were awarded to Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana following her injury. There's still no official timeline for her in-ring return, but this latest update shifts the conversation from concern to cautious optimism. Now the question becomes, once she's medically cleared, does WWE plug her right back into her previous storyline, or use this recovery period as a chance to reset her direction? Bianca Belair is pulling back the curtain, and the reality of her injury has been far more serious than many realized. On February 19th, Bianca Belair returned to Instagram with a detailed update after confirming she recently underwent finger surgery. The post included multiple slides from the procedure itself, along with footage of her pushing through painful rehabilitation sessions. One image showed her finger during surgery, while other clips highlighted the intensity of her physical therapy. Belair also revealed just how long this road has been. 10 months post-injury, 8 months of rehab, 5 doctors later, and we are finally here. Now I can finally start to put this behind me. Thank you so much, Dr. Desai, for hearing me and fixing me. That timeline alone tells the story. Nearly a full year dealing with complications, multiple medical opinions, and months of rehab before finally reaching a turning point. She emphasized that the injury was more complex than it appeared, especially involving joint damage, something that affects even the smallest day-to-day movements. Fingers and joints are complicated, frustrating, confusing, essential. If you don't get it, consider yourself lucky, and I hope you never have to find out. Maybe one day I'll go into detail, but it's a lot. Despite the physical and mental toll, Belair thanked fans for their continued support while acknowledging that some of what she shared wasn't easy to look at. For an athlete whose performance depends on grip strength, balance, and explosive movement, a lingering finger injury is significant. The positive takeaway is that surgery is now behind her and the focus shifts towards full recovery. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Deonna Purrazzo made history in December 2025 by becoming the inaugural ROH Women's Pure Champion. 2 months into 2026, however, she is yet to defend the title, and she's no longer hiding her frustration. Speaking with BCP+, Deonna Purrazzo openly addressed the lack of opportunities so far this year. After posting one match in 2026 on social media, she elaborated on what's been weighing on her. "Yeah, I think I'm a little disappointed not to have defended my championship yet. I'm constantly trying to rack my brain. What else can I do? What more can I do? How much more of myself can I give? And for that to not be reciprocated in any environment, not just in Ring of Honor, is really defeating for me." Purrazzo explained that much of her identity is tied to her in-ring body of work. Without consistent chances to compete and contribute, she says it's taken a personal toll. "A lot of my self-worth comes from my work and my body of work, being able to participate actively and feel like I'm making a difference in women's wrestling. It's been a really rough year. Not even just 2026. I'd say 2025 into right now has been tough because I haven't been able to do that at the level I've previously done it. I don't know what else I can do to change that." Rather than wait passively, she's decided to stay proactive by pursuing independent bookings to remain sharp. "So for me, it was saying, okay, if I'm not going to get these opportunities here, I need to stay ready. I need to stay crisp for when they do come. I'm going to put out a tweet. I'm going to take independent bookings. I'm going to try to stay ahead of any ring rust if this year continues on this path. That way I'm controlling everything I can control. It's really defeating. It's really upsetting. But at the end of the day, this is a business and I have to continue to run mine, whatever that costs." The bigger question centers around creative direction under Tony Khan. If ROH were committed enough to crown her the first women's pure champion, why hasn't the title been showcased more prominently? Is this long-term planning that hasn't materialized yet, or simply a case of crowded booking priorities? For a champion who hasn't defended her belt, Purrazzo's message is clear: she's not content waiting in the background. She's preparing for whenever and wherever the next opportunity arrives. What do you think is behind ROH's handling of Deonna Purrazzo? Is this part of a bigger plan, or a missed opportunity so far? The situation involving Stephanie Vaquer and El Cuatrero has resurfaced after Cuatrero publicly shared his version of events following his release from prison. Before the controversy, Vaquer built a strong international resume. The Chilean star competed across Japan, Mexico, and Europe, and between 2019 and 2024, she became a major part of CMLL, where she won the CMLL World Women's Championship once. She left the promotion in July 2024. It was during their time together in CMLL that Vaquer and Cuatrero met and began a relationship, as both were active members of the roster in Mexico. In March 2023, Vaquer filed a criminal complaint against Cuatrero, claiming physical assault. A few days later, following a AAA event, Cuatrero was arrested and charged with attempted murder and domestic violence. He was subsequently incarcerated and spent nearly 2 years in prison. Now out of prison after completing his sentence, Cuatrero spoke to Nuestra Santa Voluntad, where he shared his side of the story. He recalled the events of March 3, 2023, claiming the situation escalated after Vaquer learned that he had filed a complaint against her. But then when she found out I filed one, instead of waiting for her rectification date, she acted the next day. He stated that he had gone to the movies with a friend before the confrontation allegedly occurred. The events happened on March 3rd, early morning. I remember because I had gone to the movies with a friend, the premiere of Creed, at Parque Delta. There were plenty of people there. She pulled me out of the theater violently and took me back to her apartment. Cuatrero also reflected on the emotional impact of the situation and his incarceration. The hardest part? When I realized I would be staying for a while. While Cuatrero is now publicly presenting his account, the case remains a serious and sensitive matter. These comments represent his version of events, while the original criminal complaint and charges filed in 2023 were significant. The broader legal context and any remaining restrictions reportedly still stand, and the situation continues to carry lasting implications for both individuals involved. The legal case involving Janel Grant, Vince McMahon, and WWE has entered a new phase, with all sides now moving toward a potential arbitration hearing in June 2026. A recent court filing confirms that the parties have submitted a joint notice outlining the next procedural steps. This follows Judge Sarah F. Russell's earlier ruling, which denied Grant's request for early discovery without prejudice, meaning she's allowed to renew that request while responding to the defendant's push for arbitration. The filing sets clear deadlines. By April 1, 2026, Grant must file her opposition to WWE and McMahon's motions to compel arbitration and may renew her request for discovery related to that issue. By May 13, 2026, the defendants may submit reply briefs supporting arbitration and respond to any renewed discovery request. Both sides have also proposed holding oral arguments in June 2026, excluding June 9th and 10th, and June 22nd through 26th. At the heart of this dispute is whether the lawsuit, originally filed in January 2024 and alleging serious misconduct by McMahon, which he denies, will proceed in open court or be moved to private arbitration under the terms of a previously signed NDA. The coming months will determine whether this case remains public or shifts behind closed doors. Raquel Rodriguez made it through the Royal Rumble chaos, but her gear didn't survive the night. Appearing on TMZ's Inside the Ring, Raquel Rodriguez revealed that she experienced a wardrobe malfunction during the Women's Royal Rumble match, something viewers at home never noticed. The topic came up after CJ Perry complimented Raquel's Rumble gear. That's when Rodriguez shared an interesting detail: the outfit wasn't brand new. It was actually the same gear she had worn during her street fight with Rhea Ripley in Saudi Arabia. Due to time constraints, she opted to reuse the design, feeling it deserved another spotlight moment. Thank you. Now I have to admit, I did fall short because I wore that one with Rhea in our street fight that we had in Saudi the last trip over there. I just didn't have time to make another gear for Royal Rumble, so I just wore the same one, but I thought it was so epic. And I was like, you know what, this kind of gear, we only get to wear once. I said I should at least wear it twice and use it, and thankfully I did. However, the Royal Rumble ended up being that gear's final outing. It's going to have to be retired now because I did get a hole in the butt at the end of the Rumble, which no one saw until the end of the Rumble. So yeah, we got out clean, we were okay. The tear reportedly happened late in the match and wasn't visible during the live broadcast, a fortunate break considering the camera angles and unpredictability of a 30-woman battle royal. For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.